Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you can use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shanna Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology coach, and personalized learning coordinator for my district.
And I'm her husband, Fuzz. This is the start of the second year of the show.
Yeah.
And it's also the start of our 11th year together. Whoa, at the same time, happy anniversary. Tear.
Aw, hearts and sunshine.
Yeah.
It's so
Made
common.
it real easy, though.
Yeah,
having
our first date.
On January 1st, 2010.
1st. Yeah. So you can't
highly
forget
recommend if you're going to start dating, either do it right now or wait 10 years.
Right. But yeah, January 1st. It's a good day for a first date.
Yeah.
Start of a new year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 2020.
I
want to do the Barbara Walters thing so bad, but I don't have a good Barbara Walters.
I don't either.
This is 2020. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
no.
Yep,
sad.
I can't do it either, mostly because it's been done before.
Like yeah.
Yes, because there's no mistaking this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
it's 2020. It's
our 42nd episode.
42nd episode. So we've done 42 in a full year.
Yep.
Which is cool, and that's even with taking school breaks off.
Mm-hmm.
So we're plugging along, and yeah, kind of excited. This week, I love a theme.
Yes.
And I know that teachers have been off. It's kind of weird depending on your district or where you're located for which holiday breaks you get off.
Yep.
Because a whole bunch of holidays happen this time of year, so there's a lot going on. But I know I started back last couple of days, and some teachers had a full 2 weeks off.
Mm-hmm.
And I know even college professors have a month off. Everyone's kind of in between, but
there's still some districts nearby that don't start until. So this episode will drop on the 6th.
Right.
Some don't actually start till the 7th. So
because there's an extra district.
There's
day kind of thing.
a PD day or something like that. So
yeah. So welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. You're back. Yeah. You want to be back at this point, right?
Yeah, mm-hmm. I do. Mm-hmm. I like my breaks. I love my time home with family. But in the wintertime too, we are in the middle of a semester. We still have a couple weeks left of our semester. So it's not like a stopping point where you're oh, and then we'll start something totally fresh. You got 2 weeks left of the semester here, 2.5 weeks left of the semester. Here, get all your stuff done because mm-hmm. grades are due and all that kind of stuff. So actually, that's kind of funny. Over break, I was grading papers while at my parents' house.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, "Why are you working?" I'm like, "Well, I don't like my kids to have work over break. I like them to turn it all in ahead of time so that way they get break and they don't have to do anything. But that means that I use break to grade all their stuff." So
yeah, and then you got to get it all done before a semester.
Right.
And it's crazy to think that we're almost halfway through the year.
The school year.
Yeah.
I feel like it goes faster and faster and faster. Every year it's
mm-hmm.
zooming through. Oh, hey, next unit. What am I doing? Great. So, all right, on that note.
Here we are.
Nothing too serious I decided for this week. I needed to keep it kind of light and fun. And because you are halfway through a year almost, and we're almost at semesters. So
this week we're going to watch a video.
and do a packet. No, we are doing, the theme is, love a theme.
Yep.
We need to get a little drum roll sound.
Okay.
So I'll be blank. There'll be blank space here. Okay, now let's put the drum roll in. And it can be games, not gaming.
There we go. I actually hit a little marker on the thing so I know where to put it.
So you're going to put a little drum roll in for me.
Mm-hmm.
So games, not gaming. So this week's theme is stuff you can do on computers with students. It's not gaming necessarily, but you can work it into some team building. You can work it into kind of firing up if things are dragging a little bit in the winter.
Want to get their creative juices flowing.
Right. And 2 of these sites are not education related or anything to do with.
I think you're actually. I know one of them you said it's not education related, but it's definitely educational.
Oh yeah, both of them are, but they're not they're actually.
They're not built for education.
No, they are real websites for actual people that don't live in schools.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but the first one is not one of those sites. The first site, if you've never played with a marble run,
Yeah.
you should. Our daughter got one for Christmas.
It is so cool.
And the whole family is obsessed with marble run. So the website, actually, it's not the website that goes with her. She got a real marble run, like little plastic click together. I'm pretty sure you've spent more time with it than she has.
Certain I have.
And you
I
have now
started
gone to
logging hours.
Amazon trying to find bigger sets to connect to this one.
Don't help me.
But it's cute. Like, she's super into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the website, though, again, not the same, but different, is marblerun.at.
Yes.
MARBLERUN.at.
Yes.
It looks like
Marble rat.
Marble rat. Anyway. It's super cool. It is an online marble run. It's a marble maze that you build online, and you it gives you little pieces, and you click them all in, and then you hit publish. Nope. You hit run.
Yes, and it tells you how far your marble has gone.
So you can put in all of your different pieces. So it's really straightforward. It's bright yellow screen. Is that dirt on my screen?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I got a dirty screen. And you put in your little basic brick pieces, and they have special brick pieces. And then you hit run, and then your little marble runs through your run, which is really cool. It'll show you the length of how far you've gone. And then what it does is it tracks everyone's, like if you click on gallery, you can see other people's runs, and then it connects. So then all of the runs can connect to like other people's runs, and you can learn about other people's runs, and then like how far they've gone. So like random one I'm looking at, they're at 20.4 meters. You can like them. Someone's got 215.9 meters. Yeah,
they
which
beat
is
me.
Longer than yours.
Yeah, I had 165.4, and I was very, very proud.
Yes, I was sent a video on it. I
spent
Buzz the link ahead of time, and I was like, hey, check this out. You're going to love it, because we've spent way too much time in our house playing this.
I had to spend an extra half hour at the office because of it.
Yeah. So as you were playing Marble,
but it was worth every minute.
But with Marble, it's very straightforward. But it teaches kids like problem solving. So like obviously the marble's not going to run just like a marble run, a regular marble run. You know, you have to tweak and adjust and make things. But I was thinking if you had, Chromebooks set up in just groups or pairs of two, and it could be a challenge for kids in the class, like a classroom starter or a team builder. Like you've got 5 minutes. How far can you build your a successful marble run? Or here you can only use like 12 bricks and 2 triangles and one of these pieces. What can your team build from that? And what a cool, quick way for kids, if you don't have marble runs or, all those hands-on, like building things that cost a lot of money in class. What a cool way to show kids how to use a marble run and problem solve from it in a very cool and fun and free way. And as you know, you've been playing this for a while now.
A little addictive.
Yeah, it is addictive. But it's fun and easy to play, and you can challenge yourself to see how far you can go. And now that you're going to sit here and play it and try and beat the score that I just read to you. Yeah.
So marblerun.at.
And you don't have to be a kid in school to play. As an adult, you also can play Marble Run.
Oh, I'm glad to see I had a browser window open, and it's still there. My award-winning run. And
can you save them, or you just publish them with your name?
You just publish them with your name. I don't think there's a login.
No, you're right. Yep, you publish them right on the bottom where it says track name, your name, and you can put it on Facebook and Twitter if you want to as well. So you can start tweeting your Marble runs to everybody. There you go. Yay! Man, cool. So Marble Run. If you're obsessed with Marble runs like we are at our house, check it out. Our next site is kind of similar. I was searching for. I've used the site before for various different things, and it's under physicsgames.net.
Okay.
And
they couldn't find the .com for that one.
Yeah. physicsgames.net. But it's called The Fantastic Contraption.
Okay.
And if you've never played, it's also addictive. And it's really fun. So you go to physicsgames.net /game or /
Thank you.
fantasticcontraption.html. It's an older site. It's been around, I feel like, forever because I used it when I was at my STEM school. But you start and it walks you through all of the different pieces, and basically you're trying to get this one little green ball into this other box, and it keeps giving you different challenges. So you add wheels, and you can add wheels, you can add these little like blue I know what you call them. They're like little blue like string things, or basically like they connect your wheels together.
Connector kind of things, yeah.
And then they have like a rod connector, and then they have water connectors and rod connectors. But anyway, the whole thing is it keeps giving you these challenges, and you just go through and it walks you through it first. So you have these like wheels, and you gotta get the red wheel into the goal. So it's just like moving the wheel into the goal. And then you add like another wheel, and then you add like a water or a rod to make it do different things. And so the whole purpose is creating this fantastic contraption that gets into the goal each time.
Okay.
And the challenges get more difficult. And it's one of those where it's building like you would physically build things, just like our marble runs or block building, but on the computer. And it's pretty basic. Like it's huge with problem solving skills and like having to think beyond what's just put in front of you. And you can have kids even mimic this. So if they do it on the computer, does it work? No. Give them a ball, like give them the wheels and the rods, and then they could physically play around with it on the table and then try to get on the computer.
Right.
So they're constantly like working and building and thinking with a very simple structure online. But what's cool is it saves where you're at too. So you can then like level up, you move up the next levels and things like that. There is like paid stuff if you want to like track your progress or stuff like that. But for the free version, it's really cool because it's teaching all of these problem solving skills and, you know, things that you could do hands-on. But if you don't have the stuff and you have Chromebooks in your classroom, it's easy for kids to use. I was thinking, besides just like physics, but group challenges, or if you've got math and science and you need even the dog is really snoring. If you've got, like 5 minutes at the start of class or the end of class, or, it's snowing outside and you can't do anything and the kids are like, ugh, for that day. Fantastic Contraption is something you should definitely try and challenge your kids with, and just challenge yourself. You can play around with it yourself. It's none of those just like a marble run where you can sit there and build contraptions with your Fantastic Contraption.
Certainly.
Are you building a Fantastic Contraption?
I'm using a different one.
But similar?
Similar, yes. It's a classic that you don't have on your list today, so maybe we'll save it. It's called Line Rider.
Oh, you can talk about it.
Are you familiar with Line Rider?
Yeah.
So Line Rider is another physics game. You got a little dude on a sled. So just line, Line, rider.com. And I remember playing this like way back in the day. But you have a little guy who is on a sled, and you have to build a track for him using just like a pencil tool or a line tool. And when you click play, the AI gravity kicks in and he starts falling, and then he hits your track and the gravity pulls him along, and it's really cool. And you can have him do all sorts of cool tricks. And there are like some people who have like crazy, insane tracks that they've made that are really cool, and it's a lot of fun and free, and but also teaches you both a bit of physics, but also game physics as well for coding and such. So that is linewriter.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
See, yeah, the
games.
Yes, the one that you were just the physicsgames.net game that reminded me of this.
Nice.
So another one. Yeah. Another one.
games, not gaming.
Not gaming.
City. So our last two are the two sites that I have that are websites for companies.
Yes.
They have paid things, but these are like demos to show you what their paid things can do.
I think the first one is like, it's a paid thing, but it's kind of fun paid thing. The second one is all business.
Yeah. Okay. So the first, good lead in. So secretive. So the first one,
Clickbait.
is basically, so it's digital Legos.
Yeah.
But it's not sponsored by Lego.
No.
And it's not sponsored by any other site. So it's called it's called Everblock. They're Everblocks.
Can you actually buy those blocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm explaining that too. So
sorry.
all right. So the site I want that was awesome for kids and in classrooms when it comes to building. And what I think is so cool is you can so build.everblocksystems.com. So build.everblockssystem.com. EVERBLOCKSYSTEMS. So
this rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah. So Everblock is an actual thing. Okay. I'm not sponsored. It's not. I'm just saying it's a thing. They're life-size Legos.
Yep.
So you can build walls. You can build like
playroom for your
rooms.
kids.
You can build like they're physically Legos, large Legos, like large Legos. They even have school sets. They're like $3,000 or something, and you can buy a school set for your playground. Like,
cool.
They can build buildings with them, and they're big. So, like those cardboard blocks that you can buy at the store, it's like that, but these are real Legos. Anyway, so it's a real thing.
I want some.
I totally want some, but anyway. But their website for free has a digital version of their Everblocks, which are like Legos. So you can build, they have little blocks, then they have like their accessories and panels and things like that, the actual stuff that they use.
Yep.
But you can just take the blocks, like just have the kids use the blocks. You can change the colors, you can stack them, you can move them around, you can put them in different configurations, you can have them make little benches, you can have them do all kinds of stuff. But what's cool, and what I've used it for, is I will have kids design something in Everblock and then have them take out a set of Legos and see if it's physically possible what they're trying to do digitally.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you view things digitally versus seeing it in front of you physically, your mind, you're not seeing it exactly the same way, or it looks like, oh yeah, those are all stacked together. They can do that. But they really, in real world life, can't do that.
Right.
And learning the difference between 2D and 3D. So this Everblock system site, the building, is a really cool way to teach kids, especially when they're learning a lot in 3D world. I feel like when they're using like Tinkercad and Inventor, and they learn a lot in 3D, but it's still something to be had about having something physically in front of you when you're problem solving. So this kind of gives you both, where you can
like
build,
would fall over, or
or can they actually like click together that way? Or so this is cool because you can do it digitally and then take a handful of Legos and see if you can do it, on your own. Again, for various different activities, math activities, science activities. They can build like little mini towns if they want. I mean, they're Legos, so you can, anything you can do with a Lego, you could basically do in 3D in this website. So again, it's build.everblocksystems, because if you go to the Everblock system site, it'll be just their like buy our stuff kind of website. So keep that in mind, but play around with it. It's pretty cool. You can click around and stack things and change colors and problem solve and see what you can do with that. So that is our little mini Legos. And then the last one I have for you is definitely like not a school set. Like, that comes off wrong. It's not meant for education. It is meant to sell stuff. It is meant to sell steel buildings. It is called worldwidesteelbuildings.com. WORLDWIDE STEEL buildings, BUILDINGS.com. Literally, we're building barns, people. I guess they're not all barns, but here in Wisconsin,
they're like pole sheds,
pole sheds.
garages.
Yeah. Crafting stores. Oh, we can make a she shed.
She should.
So,
there's actually a company that does this that is like 10 minutes down the road from your school. They don't have that same app. They actually asked our company if they would build one, and we told them how much it would cost them.
Nice.
So this app that you're showing, that you're talking about, is very cool.
It's so cool. So what it is, and you can have a choice on a computer, on a mobile device. So if you go to worldwidesteelbuildings.com and you click on 3D Designer, they literally have a barn. Well, I shouldn't go call it a barn. Around here to me, it's a barn, but it's a metal building. It's a steel building. And what is so cool, and this is for like my mathy people, which I feel like sometimes math gets like we can do more than just graphing in math.
Yep.
But on the right hand side of the screen, you get everything you need. So you can show dimensions of the building. You can change your dimensions: height, width, length, roof type. Do you want it gabled, single sloped, asymmetrical? You pick. And if you want it asymmetrical, how do you want it shaped? And you pick literally like the math, like the feet of how you want this building built. Then you can pick colors from like charcoal gray to taupe, whatever you want to do.
Oh man.
Then you can do like building extension options. Do you want a gabled front? Do you want a gabled back? Do you want eaves? Do you want cupolas? You can put cupolas on the thing.
Could I get all of those?
Yes, you can. And there's more.
But wait.
Then you can click on adding a porch, a north porch, a south porch, an east porch. Anyway, so this whole thing builds you a steel building according to your dimensions. So what a cool way for kids to see, like in time, if you have a asymmetrical 12-foot roof rise. I'm going to take a picture of this, a screenshot of this, because this is an amazing example of showing kids how if you have math wrong, you're going to have a wonky building.
Yeah. Why do we need math? I'm not going to need math when I get out of school.
And so it's really cool because you can go through, you can add windows and doors and zoom in and zoom out and the whole thing. If you love it so much, you can even print it and share it with others. But this could go from math class to building and design to reading to journaling. And
I suppose building and design would be the CAD class, right?
Yeah. And if you zoom in, what's really cool is zoom into your barn and then you're inside of it. So you can see the inner part, like the structure of what it would look like on the inside of the steel building if you chose like those dimensions of your building.
That's a really cool program.
So my super wonky, then asymmetrical roof, I can take a picture of you and show you how bad my math would be on my building. So it's really cool. It's a cool 3D designer. Again, it actually goes to a real website, so you could click like submit this for a free quote, and they will actually quote you. So don't encourage your students to do that. But it's really cool for just using a 3D designer and showing like math skills at the same time. So if you've got time to play around with it, I suggest you make yourself some sort of steel building.
I agree.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Line Rider is really cool too.
Oh my gosh. And now we're hooked. At least you're not marble running anymore. That was before.
No.
But yeah.
Trying to make my guy do a loop-de-loop and it's not working.
Well, you got to work on your physics planning then apparently.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also trying to focus on the show, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're multitasking.
Mm-hmm,
but yeah, so here are a few activities to kind of get things rolling and trying out some stuff with your kids it's not always the same old, and incorporating real websites in. And that's another thing too. I like to show kids real websites that are like not always education based when we're working like, oh, here, try this out. Yeah, this is like in the real world and
right.
People use these things,
Yep.
when they're shopping and stuff like that. So. And
I mean, even just from an app design kind of thing, it's
pretty cool.
Learn how to do that, kids. You'll make a lot of money.
Yay. Well, here we are.
There we go.
2020.
2020.
Starting a new year. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Twitter at SmartInWI. And if you want to get more information on the links to the technology discussed in this episode, you can visit smartinwi.com. New episodes each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
The ideas and opinions expressed in this podcast and the Smart NWI website are those of the author, Shanna Martin, and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed on this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we hope they do. We'll talk to you again next week. Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast.